Hello, I'm Nami, the rank 1 global tank player, and with the new season changes and the lack of PvP tank guides, I'm here to drop the ultimate PvP all you need tank guide. In this video, I will go over 4 important topics. First one is inner ways. I'm going to discuss about which inner ways are the best to use and which ones are optional. For second topic, it's attunements. Which ones to use as a tank player and which one not. Third, it's going to be stat goals and tuning priorities on the gear. And for last, it's going to be Misc and extras for the tank class, such as scripts and etc. After this part of the video, I'll show Misc skills and PvP tank combos. Let's start the guide with the most important part, the inner ways. Now, tank has 3 core inner ways that should never be swapped out for anything, which are Exquisite Scenery, Order of Resistance, and Fury Harvest. Now you might be wondering, why do I only have 3 inner ways on the screen? The reason for that is the last 4th inner way for the tank is very optional and different depending on the player's playstyle and own preference. Now for the last inner way, you could get Divine Roulette, Light and Shadow, Seasonal Edge, or Moral Chant. Now Divine Roulette is a decent option, but personally I won't use it. I would only use it if you do parry a lot, but even me, I parry a lot and I don't use it. Light and Shadow. Light and Shadow is a decent general inner way that boosts your damage and boosts your damage reduction. It's a pretty good inner way to use if you do not have Moral Chant or Seasonal Edge available. Next is Moral Chant, a legendary general inner way that boosts your overall damage. It's the best safe inner way to use as it is future proof and its only requirement to activate is to just deal damage. Last one is Seasonal Edge, which is the inner way I use. It offers a boost in music skill, general damage, endurance, and even heals a portion of health back. This inner way is very good to use if you're running a build like mine, which is explained more further in. Other inner ways such as Battle Leech, Battle Anthem, Adepth Steel, and Rock Solid. Personally, I wouldn't even use them at all. They are good alternative side options, but compared to the others, they are nothing and shouldn't be used at all. So in short, your last 4th inner way should be Moral Chant or Seasonal Edge, or Light and Shadow if you do not have these 2 cooler inner ways unlocked. That's it for part 1. Now let's move on to part 2, which is Attunements. I'm going to go over the primary and the secondary attunement for the weapons. Now the most important attunement for the weapons is Vitality on Execute. It is undoubtedly one of the best attunements for the weapons. Now the attunement for the other weapon has to be a guard break focused attunement. Personally, I'll go for extra ki damage on guard break and get some ki back. It's to preserve my ki level high as possible all the time. Now for attunement for the disc, I recommend going Igor's attunement as it allows you to parry Nameless Spear Stun and set up new combos. And for the pendant, I recommend going Avalanche attunement as it increases your divine counter damage. Now on to the defensive gear. For the helmet, I recommend going Tenacity on Serene because it's very unlikely you will be able to Serene opponents in the high elo. And of course, for the chestplate attunement, damage reduced during stagger is the best in slot 1 and will always be. Now for the gloves and boots, I recommend going ki on parry and ki on dodge. As a tank player, it's very important to keep your ki up as high as possible all the time to prevent executes and losing the timeout. That was it for attunements. Now let's move on to stat goals and tunings. It's a list that I made for PvP tank goals. In general, you need 100% precision and crit around 70 or higher. Tier 0 means high priority, while Tier 3 means lower priority. For last is Misc and etc. such as foot buffs and scripts. In the new 2.0 update, they changed how foot buffs work, so now we can stack 2 different foot buffs at the same time. We will be using Simmering Feet Slices that increase your physical attack and the Wind Break perk for the max HP. And for the script, we'll be using the Race Strike script. We move on to the Misc skills and combo guides. Here are the Misc skills that I use currently. Now you might be wondering, where is Dragon Breath and Dragon Poet? Well, as a tank player, it is your highest priority to take the least amount of damage as possible. So that is why my build consists of ki on parry and ki on dodge to keep my ki as high as possible. But You can increase it more by spamming Golden Body. So, by removing Dragon Pet on Dragon Poet, I have more vitality to spend on Golden Body to keep my ki high. Now, to talk about my Misc skills that I've equipped. Frog is very good as it allows you to frog after a mobile pool. But you can also frog after free morph, meaning it can also be used for the Stormbreaker, not only for the Mole Blade. It gives you tenacity during moments where you don't have tenacity, and the damage it gives as well is very big. Now, as a tank player, you should always use a mobility mystic skill such as Meridian Touch or Cloud Step to track down opponents when their ki is 0 and to activate tier 6 Fury Harvest before execution. So by using Meridian Touch or Cloud Step right before execution, you trigger the Fury Harvest tier 6 buff, which allows your next mystic skill to be refunded a portion of it. This way you can have as much vitality as possible all the time. Now, as a side-to-side comparison, you can see the video on the right one has more vitality than the one on the left one. And that's because you used a Cloud Step right before Soaring Spinning. Now, the last music skill slot that I have right now is Brutal Pump. I use it to Brutal Pump people out of Serene Tenacity, but you can also use Ghost Steps to replace it. But me personally, I find myself treasuring my vitality so much that I cannot slot in Ghost Steps. Now that we are over with the music skills, we can begin with combos. Now, I want to mention that almost every single combo on tank is a ping combo, meaning if you do have high ping, it will not be doable. Now let's start the combos for the Mole Blade. The Mole Blade has 3 abilities which can be used as a combo starter. They are the Mole Blade Shield, Vortex Pull, and the Charge Heavy Avalanche, meaning the Divine Counter. Let's start with the Mole Blade Shield, which basically gives you a shield of 25% of your HP. But if you have the Eagle Rise Attunement, it allows you to bounce the enemies off if they attack your shield, meaning they get staggered during it, allowing for combos with such as Free Morph, or even the Stormbreaker light attacks, and even the Divine Counter. Now on to the second ability, the Sunrush Gale, which is the special skill of the Mole Blade. The ability slows down the opponents and pulls them in 3 times, and then has a final slash where it gives you a speed boost and gives the opponent a slow effect. Now this ability can be comboed in 3 different ways. After the pull, you can do Frog or Free Morph. Now when to use Frog and Free Morph after the pull depends on the Mole Blade pull. In order for the Frog to hit after the pull, the Mole Blade pull has to have pulled the enemy all the way in, or else it will not connect. Or before the last slash, you cancel it and do a Stormbreaker light attacks. Now for the last ability of Mole Blade is the Avalanche, meaning the Divine Counter. It is a slow 2-hit attack that deals tremendously amount of damage. Now in my opinion, I think the only way to combo the Divine Counter is Spear light attacks. It is possible with other abilities, but it will be more tighter and more harder to pull off. All you have to do is, after doing the Divine Counter, cancel on a second hit and transition into Stormbreaker light attacks. Now that we are done with the ability showcase, let's get deeper into the mobile combos. First, we have an example of 3 different mobile Sunrush scale combos that I currently use, which are high vitality, low vitality, and no vitality. And of course, the difference between 3 of these are the damage output. High vitality being the most damage, and no vitality being the least amount of damage. Let's start with the no vitality one. Now, in order to do a no vitality tank combo, you will need as much battle will as you can, or else the combo will end short. The combo starts with a Mole Blade Sunrush scale, canceling the third hit into Stormbreaker light attacks, into a special, into a tab, back to light attacks, into another special, and again tab, and back to light attacks. Now, if your stats aren't bad, that should be enough to put them in the exhausted state to execute them. Now let's move on to the low vitality combo. A low vitality Sunrush Gale combo consists of a frog, and depending on your vitality, you can enter combo with a Soaring Spin or a first stage Charge Heavy. Now the Soaring Spin edition needs a little bit of vitality in order to do Frog and a Soaring Spin at the end of the combo, while the first stage Charge Heavy only needs vitality enough to do the Frog. Let's see how the combo works. The combo starts with Soaring Scale into a Toad, into one light attack, into a special, into a tab, into another special, into a Soaring Spin. For alternative, if you do not have any vitality remaining, after doing the last Stormbreaker special, you can do a charge first stage heavy. Now on the high vitality, high damage combo. Now this combo requires a Toad and 2 free morphs. Let's see how the combo works. The combo starts with a moment pull into a Toad, into parry cancel his first into free morph. And as soon as you finish the end, you parry cancel again into another free morph. And then on the last free morph, you parry cancel yet again in order to swap the spear to execute the Soaring Spin. Now let's move on to combos with the Mobile Shield. And for this combo, we have two different types, high vitality and no vitality. Let's start with the no vitality. The no vitality mobile combo for the shield is just the same as the Sonar Scale, cancelling the hit into light attacks into a tap into another light attacks. Now let's move on to the high vitality combo one. In order to do a high vitality mobile shield Q combo, you need a Stormbreaker special and a tab and 2 free morphs and 1 frog. Let's see how the combo works. The combo starts with a mobile shield Q into Stormbreaker swap special, into a tab, into a 1 free morph, and then at the 5th attack you do frog, parry cancel again and do another free morph. And then of course execute with Soaring Spin. Now for Stormbreaker combos. Stormbreaker has 3 ways to catch the enemies, which are the Stormbreaker Q, Storm Roar, Stormbreaker Special, Thunder Shock, and the Light Attack Launch. Almost every single Stormbreaker combo eventually leads to the same combo. So it doesn't matter if you catch someone with a Q, special skill, or the Light Attack, eventually you have to do another special in the tap combo. These 3 combo stars have the same similar combos, no vitality and high vitality versions. And again, the difference between these are the damage output. As I mentioned, almost every single no vitality tank combo is the same. Eventually it will lead up to Stormbreaker Light Attack and tap cycle. Now let's move on to the high vitality combo one. The combo is almost the same as the shield cancel combo high vitality version. Now the combo can be started with any of the 3 attacks, Q, special, or even light attack, into special attack, which adds the vulnerability buff on the enemy, and then you tab to buff yourself up, and after buffing yourself up and adding the vulnerability debuff on the opponent, you do 1 free morph, cancel the 5th attack, and do frog into another free morph. And of course, parry cancel to execute the Soaring Spin. Now in order to do a frog as the first free morph, you need to be insanely low ping and insanely mechanical player. If you find this hard to do, you can just skip it completely and just do 2 free morphs back to back. Let's look at how this combo works. Now this combo is the bread and butter for a tank class. Almost everything you do on tank, eventually you will want to bring it to this combo chain for the most damage as possible. If you need to, you can slow the video down yourself and watch it back again to see how the combo works. Now just to remind you, almost all the combos I have just done are all ping combos, meaning if you're a high ping player, those will not be doable at all. I honestly think tank is one of those classes where if your ping is just not low enough, it shouldn't be played at all. You lose on so much damage. Not being able to tab, not being able to light attack, not being able to do certain Misc skill chains, it will just cook the whole class. The combos that I'm doing with the tab swap should only be doable to 1 to 30 ping, and while 30 ping is kinda still high, it could drop if you do it wrong, but it's still possible. If your ping is higher than 40, let's say, there's few things that you have to change, and I'll show you them. First, the no vitality tank combo with tap swaps and light attack cycle is no longer doable with higher ping than 40. I won't recommend doing it at all. That means that if you have no vitality and you're a tank player and you catch a person, there's no way that you can continue the combo of few light attacks. To fix this problem, you will need to be high vitality almost all the time. Save every single vitality and try to optimize it as much as you can. Or alternative, when tab swapping, instead of switch to light attacks, you instantly free morph. And if tab swapping doesn't work, your only source of damage will be free morphing every time after a Stormbreaker special. Now this combo won't deal a lot of damage, but it's the most you have. I would say you would have to do this combo if you're around 40 to 80 ping. And if you're above 80 ping, you have to go full divine counter damage build. Meaning you only rely on divine counters to win. Now I'm going to show you tips and tricks that you can do as a tank class and my habits. The Stormbreaker special can be cancelled halfway to get the first kick through and stagger the opponent. This move can be used to stop opponents from doing a move that is charging up but has no tenacity, such as Farmville uppercuts, hang down tab, sword tab, and strategic charge. And also another habit that I do is I never shield up fully mid-game. The only time you will ever see me fully shield up is at the beginning of the game and if I'm low HP and need it. Why? It's because all of the mobile shields that I use them aggressively and offensively for the stun. Here's another example. Dodge, Q, auto, special, tap, frame off, stop sphere, sorry, divide. And a good important thing to say is that throughout the guide, I haven't even done a single Stormbreaker charge. Now, my opinion on this charge is that it doesn't deal enough damage and it's a waste of time. Normally, I just do free morph back to free morph, but there is one occasion where charge Stormbreaker is a good option. You only do a free morph into charge Stormbreaker if the opponent has Serene, because it allows you to dodge the Serene if they do Serene. Next trick is the correlation between auto resistance, mobile shield Q, and the golden body. How it works is that golden body on natural gives you tenacity and damage reduction, but the weakness of it is that it's a very small shield, meaning one hit and it breaks. But if you use the mobile shield Q, you can hide the golden body beneath it, meaning the shield will not break instantly and you can utilize the free tenacity from it. But this doesn't mean to spam golden body whenever it's available. Whenever you shield up, if you have auto resistance equipped, in the next 15 seconds, if you golden body at any point, you will get 4 seconds of tenacity, meaning you have to use this to your good. Now, situations where I use golden body is whenever I had to parry, meaning hang down, charge light, strategic charges, gauntlet attacks, or even twin blade rage. You can also do this tenacity tech by using the mobile shield Q starter if you have the attunement. So in short, you have tenacity whenever you shield up, and in the next 20 seconds after shield up, you can choose to have more tenacity whenever you want to. Here's a quick video on how my parries look like whenever I spam mobile shield Q and golden body back to back. So pay attention to my Misc skills and my Q cooldown. Auto, special, tap. Nah. Full. Oh, chill. And one more thing, let's talk about the Stormbreaker Q. The Stormbreaker Q Stormroar is an unblockable move that is also a combo starter. At the beginning of a game, do not Q instantly, instead do a charge Stormbreaker into mobile shield Q to get a breakthrough effect. Both are the same thing, except you preserve your Stormbreaker Q to use it later to catch the opponent. And since the Stormbreaker Q is an unblockable move, it can guarantee you a catch if you use it at specific moments. The best timings to use Stormbreaker Q is when the opponent is locked in animation but it's not in tenacity, meaning hang down Q, Sashiri Q special, or even the Feast Q ability, as well as Nameless Q and Twin Blade Q. And the most important, Event Tab. All of these abilities lock you in animation and stops you from dodging, so Stormbreaker Q will win against these. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. follow me on my socials and join the Discord. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below or come hang out on my Twitch streams. I'll be happy to answer them. See you all in the next one.